This is one of those wonderful soups that my grandmother used to love. Not the Tuscan version, I must admit. Hers were mainly Scottish version because she was a Scot. But she loved them because she said, if you can't stand your spoon up in the soup, it's not worth making. Now, I think she's getting a bit excited, I really do, but she loved hearty soups. And that's exactly what this is. And it's very interesting because our wine guru, Neil Prentice, said it's always hard to match a wine with a soup. And he said, how thick is it? And I said, it's bloody thick. So he said, Sangiovese, that's the answer. He would have Sangiovese with everything, wouldn't he? I'm sure you've noticed he'd have Sangiovese with his breakfast cereals, I think. Anyway, enough of that. That comes later. So what I've got here is 2 large potatoes. Now I've used Dutch creams because I love Dutch cream potatoes. And I've diced those nice and neat if you can, because we're not blending this. So therefore it's going to end up looking like the veggies you've diced up, haven't you? And I've got 6 rashers of bacon there. You can use pancetta if you like. And of course, if you want a vegetarian version, don't use the bacon. I've got a couple of bay leaves. I've got 2 big stalks of celery, which I have peeled, so they're not tough. I've got 1 large leek, which I've washed really, really well, which is really important. Got a couple of carrots, and I've got 1 onion. And we're just going to throw all those in. To that, I then add a bunch of oregano, which I just tear. Don't worry about chopping it. You can chop it if you like. I don't care. Stalks and all. And what we're going to then do is we're going to cook that for about 10 minutes just to get the cooking process started. Now, there is a reason for me starting the cooking process. If you just use raw vegetables with the liquid in it, they come out and they still have that slight raw flavour to it. Whereas if you start the cooking process like this, they come out and they're more tender and they have a better flavour. That's my theory anyway. Now, next we're going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of cannellini beans, which I have drained. Right, you drain them well, give them a bit of a rinse, and then some stock. So I'm using veggie stock here. You could use chicken stock, of course, but if we're doing vegetarian version, remember, we've cut out the bacon and we're using veggie stock. So 1.5 litres of veggie stock in here. So we'll add some sea salt and we'll add some pepper. And then we will cook this down, half an hour or so. Not much more, because you don't want everything to collapse too much. As I said, I want it to be nice and thick. I have to make my grandmother happy. Annie would be very upset if I had a soup that wasn't hearty. All right, guys, the best part of this wonderful soup is actually tasting it, isn't it? And can I just show you how nice and thick? Just have a look how nice and thick that is. As I said to you before, and I'll repeat myself, Grandma would be happy. But let's just have a taste. Doesn't need anything. Lovely. Really is. Perfecto. Now, a bit of parsley on top, some parmesan. Good parmesan, this is a grana. I always serve some extra alongside, you know, so people can help themselves if they're greedy sods like me. Now what I've got here, now this is interesting because this just adds a little bit of magic to it. I've got Flavor Vista Toffee Apple Caramelised Balsamic. It's beautiful, they sent it to me. They're from Southport in Queensland. And I'm just going to put the smallest amount, nice drizzle on top. That just adds that little bit of magic. And then to go with it, as I said, Mr. Prentice has come up with, for a change, Sangiovese Pizzini. So we'll have that little bit of balsamic, we'll have this wonderful Sangiovese, parmesan, good soup. Oh, I think I'll come to my place for dinner tonight, because I know what I'm having. All right, there you go, guys. Oh, that'll be nice. Good wine. Great label too. All right. Now that is a hearty soup. It really is. You'll love it. Guys, to show your support for my channel and to keep in the loop, subscribe. It's easy to do, and don't forget, it's free. Okay, cheers.